Hello and welcome back to Tales from the Age of Men. And we're here once again outside Barazon. And, well, I'm actually going to attempt to, of course, take this, because this means that Umbar is indeed eliminated. Now, hopefully, we're going to be able to do that. Now, I actually saw something very, very interesting. There was actually a patrol coming from the town, and that is something that I have not seen in the mod before, I don't think, unless I just haven't been paying attention to those kinds of things, which could very well be the case, as you know. Yes, I'm very observant at times. Haha, yes, very good. At times is the shall we say operative phrase in that sentence there. But yeah, anyway, point is, we're going to try our best to take this. This is going to be a little bit dicey because there are some vassals in the area. Obviously, I'm not sure if they're going to have the wherewithal to create an army that can stand against us. It may very well be the case that they won't be able to, and in that particular situation, we're going to be pretty happy with it. You know, anytime we can starve out a garrison of this size, I mean, literally it's 476, that is an insane garrison. Hopefully we're gonna be okay. The funny thing is, I actually feel like starvation in this case is more important than destroying the walls, because generally at this point, if we're gonna be destroying the walls and the garrison is still there, we're probably still not gonna really be able to do much. It's really quite that simple, you know. It's just, ooh, it's gonna be harsh, you know. It's gonna be very, very harsh if we were to go in here against, 700 people. There we go. Oh, whoa, there's actually loads of people being destroyed right now. What is actually happening right here? What is this? What is it? Mordor or something like that? No, my trebuchet is being destroyed. Of course it has. Okay, yeah. I'm not entirely sure what just happened there, but we apparently someone destroyed a huge number of clans. I'm not sure if that's Mordor itself being destroyed. No, it doesn't seem like it. As you can see, Mordor is actually continuing to besiege there. I can only assume that that was Rune, maybe, even though Rune was destroyed in the previous episode. So I'm not entirely sure. Aragorn was attacked. Aragorn's party was attacked. Okay. We have a load of people being captured there by Gondor, which is obviously fantastic. That's very, very good. And hopefully we're going to be seeing more of that as time goes on. I'd love to be able to zoom out my entire screen here, but unfortunately I can't do that. Is that the patrol that I was talking about? No, that is not the patrol. Okay, interesting. Because I saw this patrol go into the garrison. They literally went into the garrison here, and I thought to myself, wow, that's actually really incredible. You know, seeing a garrison have a resupply from an actual patrol, like a physical patrol that is running around with about 140, 150 people, that is actually staggeringly dangerous. That's very, very dangerous, because imagine there is a vassal in the area of around the same size. Then you all of a sudden have 300 people that are kind of just like floating around. And, well, yeah, that's dangerous. That's very, very dangerous. Okay, so we are going to just wait until the daytime, and then we're going to be moving in. There we go. Now, I'm very much hoping that Thranduil and the wonderful, wonderful elves are going to make their way down to us, or at the very least, I don't really care if they help me personally, but I would like it if they would go and help our allies, because if they helped our allies, we would have an exceptionally good time there. They would actually be able to potentially eliminate multiple factions in one fell swoop, which would be absolutely perfect. Of course, I can't force them, you know, I can't force them into doing that, so it's up to them whether they decide to do it or not. And here we go. Okay, yeah, this is going to be, yeah, I mean, it's going to be somewhat easier, but, what? There's an invisible wall here, really? Okay. Not entirely sure why there's an invisible wall there, but alright, okay. Who am I to say, right? Okay, here we go. I'm just going to go up here, do a little bit of a stabby stab. Oh, wow, that guy's dead as well. Okay. And now we're just going to get off my mount and... Hello. There we go. That's nice and easy. Boom. Run away. I'm going to jump off the... Oh. Oh. That... Yeah. There's an invisible wall there. Why? Why is there an invisible wall there? That's a question that I wouldn't be able to answer. That is very, very sad. And the funny thing is, this is a base game thief, right? This is a base game thief, base game siege. It makes very little sense that there is an invisible wall here, because I mean, look at it. You could easily just jump down here, and then you're immediately where you want to be. And I'm actually very surprised. Very, very surprised. So that's why I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of speechless, to be honest, because there are some... I don't know, it feels like there are some weird situations where... Like, for example, like, look at this right here, okay? Look, if we go here, right, and then we jump off... I'm not sure if we could even jump off here. It might be that there are walls here, and they still count the walls as being there instead of them being destroyed, because, as you see, the walls are kind of disintegrated a little bit in those areas. I feel like, you know, I feel like invisible walls, I don't know whether they're really necessary, to be honest. Like, yes, okay, fine. They are definitely necessary in certain situations, like, for example, when the AI has a potentially difficult time of navigating a certain area. Okay, fine, yes. They probably will need some form of invisible wall just to kind of guide them along a little bit, you know, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. But I think in this situation, that was very, I mean, it's very obvious where to go and what to do and everything. You know, the AI is probably not going to fall off there in the grand scheme of things anyway. They're not really going to be standing there most of the time. I just feel like, why is there an invisible wall in general? You know what I mean? I feel like there shouldn't be. I don't know. I feel like that should not happen. Oh, look at how cool this is. You can literally revive the original kingdom if you want to do that. Look at that. Kingdom Umbar will be revived. So in other words, I'm actually wondering, does that mean that if one of your allying factions is destroyed, let's say that Rohan is destroyed by Isengard and Dunland, does that mean that if you take Edoras or somewhere near to that, you know, so if you take a town like that, or Helm's Deep even, if you take those, are you going to be able to revive the original kingdom that used to own that particular fief? If that's the case, I feel like that's absolutely amazing. I think that's an insanely cool feature. All right. Let's do... there we go. Culture change was successful. Very nice. And now we can just do a little bit of this. I'm just going to do a little bit of that. Just going to take all of these. Thank you. And 38,000 will be ours. Look at that. Another 5 skill points in roguery. And every little bit helps, basically. Every little bit helps. We're not really, you know, trying super hard to have a huge amount of roguery skill or anything like that. But it's definitely going to make a big difference in the long run to our loot generation. But do we need it? That's the question. Do we actually need it? No, not really. We're actually doing perfectly fine here. I'm just going to get rid of the warg saddles. Let's get rid of these. We got way too many of these right now. There we go. I think that's probably fine. Yep, that sounds about right. All right. So that is Umbar. They're done. They are 100% eliminated, as we thought. You know, after the previous episode's events, we were definitely able to come in here and absolutely just destroy everything in sight, because we don't have any resistance whatsoever. And, well, well, we don't really have any support either. We are indeed, well, not really needing it, I suppose. It's going to be pretty easy for us. And what I'm going to do in just a moment, once this is finished saving, is we're going to take a look at the map, because I want to see exactly what's happening. I want to see where we are necessarily needed. I'm actually quite surprised it's taking so long to autosave. Usually it doesn't take that long. Okay, well, whatever the case. Okay, we have this. That's it? Whoa, okay. So that is literally the only fief. There's 2 fiefs, actually. So there's 2 fiefs that Harad still have. And then there's Khand, and Khand are not even bothering with us by the looks of things, which is actually fine with me. Thank you very much. And then, of course, we have Mordor, who is down there. And they only have 1 fief remaining. I'm actually surprised that the elves haven't gone down there, to be honest. And it feels like... Is there nothing... no, it doesn't feel like there's anything else, actually. That's very, very surprising. Let's take a look at the diplomacy screen. Let's just confirm that. Look at this. We only have these 3 factions that are technically at war against us. And obviously, out of the enemy factions, Khand is, well, the only one that decided to make peace with us. Everyone else is literally just holding on by a thread with literally one town, one castle. And Harad has 3 castles, apparently. 3 castles. Okay, I'm actually quite surprised about that. I did not expect that. Don't see them. And then obviously Gundabad, they have 5 castles and 3 towns, but they're very, very far away, and I'm probably not going to be dealing with them that much. But yeah, Mordor has... Wait. So they have 1 town and 1 castle? Where's the castle? Ah, there. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's actually fine. I mean, these are okay. But Nazgul are going to be in the area. That's going to be kind of harsh. I wonder what Gondor's going to do now, to be honest. I'm going to just leave this area. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to leave the area just yet. I'm just going to wait here for a little bit of time because it's probably going to be kind of necessary for us to just provide a little bit of extra presence here. Just a little bit of extra presence. Nothing too, nothing too crazy. I don't want to donate any troops or anything like that. But we could also, of course, recruit some people from here before we leave. Yeah, Gondor pages actually do level up into Rangers of Ithilien and then eventually Wardens of Ithilien. And as you can see, these guys are absolutely crazy. They have 290 in bows. And also, obviously, the Fountain Guards as well. They are really, really good, as you see, which have, very, very nice stats across the board. Are these guys mounted, actually? I feel like these are infantry. But they have riding skill. I'm not entirely sure if they're infantry or cavalry or whatever. It seems like they have a cavalry icon, but I mean an infantry icon, sorry. Yeah, it seems like they have an infantry icon, but I don't know. Anyway, what we're going to do is just wait here for a little bit of time. Then I'm going to make my way over to the last 2 Harad fiefs. We're going to see what's going on there. Maybe we can help out this guy, even though he is actually... I don't know why he's traveling to Umbar Haven. Why is he traveling to Umbar Haven? Is it because he owns it? I think it's because he owns it. Alright, so we do have a couple of perks to spend here before we go into the siege. So we have Manhunter. Obviously, this is actually pretty good, to be honest. Probably one of the few roguery perks that kind of help you pretty nicely. I mean, if you're going to be taking a lot of prisoners, that is. I mean, look at this. Plus 20% better deals with a ransom broker for regular troops. Pretty cool. Going to be taking that. That means 20% additional money, basically. So it's really nice. Otherwise, we have 225 in leadership here as well, plus 5 battle morale to troops at the beginning of the battle, and battle morale to troops that are of the same culture as you. Otherwise, apart from that, you do have Make a Difference, which has plus 100% battle morale to troops when you kill an enemy in battle, and plus 10% shared experience for archers. Now, this, I think, is... I think personally this is better. I don't really think you need a huge amount of morale if you are destroying your opponent. If you are having problems, then this is really good. Great Leader is really, really good, because that means that you're going to be able to inspire your troops a lot more. It's going to be a lot easier. Obviously, if you're also playing a character that isn't particularly proficient in combat skills, let's say you're playing a trader or something that is a little bit less combat focused, then, you can definitely take Great Leader. I'm going to take Make a Difference, however. I think that's probably pretty good. I mean, we do get a few kills if we manage to survive due to invisible walls. Yeah, isn't that great? Anyway, one thing I wanted to mention here is that there are no anchors. Obviously, this is an area that isn't really, well, shall we say, hasn't really been worked on that much in development. So I just wanted to, I kind of just wanted to let you know anyway that there aren't any anchors underneath here, and so they're like very invisible, as in like you cannot see them, and it's it's just a case of clicking around and trying to find them and stuff like that. But as I said, this area isn't finished in any way. The troops are not finished, the areas, the sieges, and all that stuff is not finished. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, we're going to be making our way in here. This is actually going to be the time that I try to get to 270. Well, actually, is it 275? I'm not entirely sure if we've even gotten to 250 at this point. I need to get to 250 at least first in athletics, and then we need to do something about getting to 275. Hopefully we're going to be able to do that. Let's go. Go, friends. Okay, let's not go. Let's actually just move back a little bit. There we go. Nice. Nice damage. Nice damage. Yes. And then get shot in the face. I love that. I'm not entirely sure where I'm getting shot from, to be honest. I'm getting shot from all different directions, which is really strange. Considering I am literally up against the wall here. There's no one overlooking me. It must be those guys over there. That must be the only... That must be the people that are shooting me. Not exactly pleased about that, to be honest. But what can I do, right? What can I do about that? Not much. So we're just going to continue doing damage here. I don't really care if... this is not that effective. I'm basically just trying to live. Which is the reason why I was a bit irritated that I got shot already for such a significant amount of damage. There we go. Okay, come on now. Can we do more damage? Yes, we can. There we go. Very nice. More of that. Yes. Look at my athletic skill. It's leveling up very, very nicely. All I need to do is just continue doing this. And we should be fine. I have obviously starved out the garrison already. There were, I think, like 500 people here in the garrison or something like that. Really quite a large amount. So it was imperative that we do some starving out. And it has made a huge difference, as it always does, of course. And after this, by the way, after this, one of our allies actually did manage to take the castle nearby. I am going to be eliminating Harad. It's going to be done. They are going to be completely eliminated. We will have done it and eliminated Harad and Umbar in one fell swoop. Well, it took quite a while actually, but you know, it's nice nevertheless just to kind of be like, yes, actually we did that very nicely. We are the victors, so you know, history is made by the victor, of course. So yeah, I'm getting shot once again. I'm always really, you know, I'm not even going to talk about it. Not even going to talk about it. It's one of those things, you know. It's one of those things where I say, you know, the AI definitely targets the player more than anything else. As you can see, look at this. I'm being shot from those characters over there, right? I'm being shot. Now, I don't know about you, but there are easier targets to hit from that angle, but yet I'm the one that's being targeted. And I know there's gonna be people that are gonna be singing the praises of the AI targeting the enemy leader, but the AI has no idea who the leader is. All they know is that I'm the player, and that's who they want to kill. That's it. That's the flagging. That's the flagging event right there. That's exactly what's happening. Nothing more, nothing less. And otherwise, wait a minute. We are going to literally... Wait a minute, here we go. Nice. Not so nice. Ah, very nice. Very nice blocking. I'm very pleased that he knows how to block overhead. And under as well. Oh dear. Should I just switch? And then I get shot in the face. Yes. Well, we're basically done here. I mean, we should be done as long as my forces can actually come in here and oh, they actually opened up the gates, did they? They almost opened up the gates. I'm actually not entirely sure. Are we even going to survive this? It feels like we might not even survive. We have 300 people, didn't we? Yeah, I think we had 300 people. So we've already lost about almost 150, which is pretty bad, actually, all things considered. And the enemy is doing very, very well in regards to their kills. I'm actually kind of hoping that we're good. They're starting to run away now. Okay, that's our saving grace right here. The only reason why we were able to win this is because the enemy decided to run away. Look at that. We lost 50 troops. That's actually insane. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. That is actually pretty crazy. Okay, so there you go. 52 deaths. Ouch. But that is indeed, like I said, that is the final fief for Harad, and we are going to just be, you know, sending them in. There we go.
I give up.
Loads of well, not loads of prisoners, loads of these guys. Yes, we can take loads of these regular prisoners, and we're going to be getting 20% additional cash. 20% additional cash from the ransom broker, which is really, really nice. We can try to, yes, we converted it. Very, very good. And now we can literally do this. And no, not that. Oh, I just did the wrong thing again. Why do I always do that? I don't know. There we go. Now we can do this. Very nice. Look at that. 44,000 now. 44,000. Very, very nice. beforehand we were getting 28,000 or something like that. I'm not saying that that's the reason why we're, you know, that perk is the reason why we're getting so much more, but it definitely helps, right? It definitely helps. Okay, so we don't have any people in here right now. That's usually what happens when you convert the culture. And yeah, now the saving is obviously going to come in, and then we can take a look. Wait a minute. They haven't been eliminated? Look at this. On the side of the screen, they have not been eliminated. Okay, we're going to have to take a look at what is going on. Ah, so here we go. It actually looks as though Gondor and Rohan, well, actually, it's just Gondor, to be honest, but they are now going to be taking one of the final one of the final Mordor fiefs. There it is. Should be basically captured any moment now, and I was actually incorrect. That was not the final fief for Harad. I'm actually really surprised. I thought that they only had one left, but apparently I was getting mixed up between Mordor and that, because Mordor had one town, one castle, and obviously the two fiefs that we were close by to in Harad's territory, they were both taken. And then I was like, oh, wait a minute, what's happening here? And it turns out that there is a final fief that is very, very far away from where we currently are. And well, I'm not actually traveling there right now, but I am moving. Oh, there we go. They actually took it. Wow, that was actually really close for Denethor. Did you see that? He was literally, he had like what, 90 something people remaining. That's actually kind of crazy. All right, so yeah, otherwise, apart from that, of course... Oh, did they take that as well? Oh, no, there we go, there we go. There's the one that I was talking about. So that is the final fief for Mordor as well. They're wanting to give me this? This is very strange. Why do you want me to have this? Okay, I will not say no, I suppose, considering. I mean, they're going to be placing a lot of troops in there, so that's obviously very nice. But yeah, so this is where we currently are, and you can see here, that's Aragorn. He's got 152 people. We technically could call him into our army. Maybe? I'm not entirely sure whether we have the opportunity to do that. I mean, we can call huge amounts of people into our army, by the way. Yes, we can. Okay, you know what? Let's actually call all these people. Let's call every single person that we can that is somewhat close. 4 days, around 4 days and less. Okay, 4 days and less, and that's what we're going to go for. And I have no idea how large this is going to be. 1,700 apparently. Okay, maybe that's a little bit too much. Yes, and maybe it's a little bit too much. Well, what we're going to do is I'm going to take a look. Where is the final Mordor fief? Where's the final Harad fief? That's the question. I'm going to assume it's probably maybe somewhere around here. No. Wait. No. No, that's canned. Never mind, never mind. It must be somewhere around here. There. Wait, I'm right next to it. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, I did not... That was something that I did not expect. I did not expect that in a million years. All right, that's quite funny. I still have only 253, so this could be a little bit dicey for us to go in here, but wait a minute. Oh. Huh. Yeah, this is uninteractable. I cannot click on this. As you can quite clearly tell, I cannot click on that. Am I holding something? Am I holding a key? Is my keyboard broken? No, I don't think so, right? No, okay. No. This, unfortunately, is not interactable, so unfortunately I won't be able to capture it, which is actually quite funny. But yeah, there you go. All right, so that's fine. I don't really mind about that. We can just call it a victory, I guess, against Harad. I mean, they're pretty much done. There's only one fief remaining. Hopefully the AI can interact with it, because I can't. I don't know why, but I cannot do that. Obviously, as I said before, it is early in development, so there are going to be these kinds of things happening, especially in the areas that have not been significantly worked on, in comparison to, obviously, Gondor and the various other major-ish factions, like, you know, the main ones, you know, Mordor and Gondor and so on. So, yeah, anyway, we are going to be making our way over here. We've got our massive army coming to join us as well. I'm not entirely sure if they're even going to all be able to join us, but hopefully they will be able to soon enough. Alright, so we're here, and I'm laughing because, yeah, you can see here, these guys literally have 2 villages to recruit from, and they are all desperate for troops. And we're going to be making our way in here when they're all away. And you can see here that we now have over 1,000 troops, and we're ready to potentially go in at a moment's notice and eliminate Mordor from the game once and for all. And that, oh yes, and that will be that, of course, that will be that. Because every single evil faction that we can reach, because obviously Gundabad is pretty far away from us right now, so I'm probably probably not gonna attack them. I may save that for a future playthrough, you know, dealing with them, because they've actually just had a glow up. Basically, they've got some pretty crazy cool changes to their territory and the various fiefs they have and stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure if their siege scenes are working or anything like that. I have no idea about that. However, their environment has changed significantly, so I'm thinking that yes, there probably is. And also goblins have been implemented as well, so very, very cool on that. Let's just try to make sure that we don't lose cohesion here. I have so much influence that I literally cannot spend it fast enough, so perfectly happy to do this. And what I'm actually going to do is we're just going to go in. As soon as the walls are destroyed and as soon as all the siege engines are destroyed, we are literally just going to go straight on in. There is no reason to delay. We have so many troops that the opponent cannot possibly stem the tide of Gondorian wonderful, wonderful people. And yes, we're going to have a great time here. Okay, so the question is, oh, they've got trolls. It's been a while since we've seen trolls, because we've been fighting Harad and Ambar for quite a while. So this is going to be interesting. Now, I'm actually wondering what I should do here. Should I actually charge up? Should I go up there with my horse? Maybe. Hello. Hello there, friends. Don't worry. Don't worry. And we can maybe... I'm actually wondering. No people on the... on the overlook there. Very strange. Well, I was going to say both of us did 0 damage, but he apparently knew how to do damage, and that's great. Okay, you know what? Let's try and do some damage to the trolls, I guess. Okay, we pushed him down. That was fantastic. Oh, and all the enemies just turned around instantaneously and started to murder me. Okay, thanks very much. Let's be a little bit careful on that then. Yeah, you know what's going to happen. If I come off my mount right now, they are going to surround me. Watch this. Watch this. Let's actually test it. See if they actually do. Because I have said that. Yep. There we go. It's always very funny when that happens. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe we can do some damage. I think we might be dead. Yep, there we go. I was going to say, I think we might be dead here, friends. Yes, there we go. All right, wait a minute. What is going on here? These guys are stuck. This is a base game thief. This is a... Okay, never mind. It's a base game thief. It's a base game thief. It's not a modded thief. Okay, a bit weird. Bit weird that there would be people literally getting stuck in a base game thief. Okay, never mind. All right. I'm not entirely sure why, but there you go. Okay, so I did get 41 kills. I wasn't really trying for a huge amount of kills there, but obviously I needed to survive. We did level up quite a good amount, actually. Quite a good amount. Our engineering skill... Engineering? Why did I say engineering skill? I don't know. Athletics skill. That's what I mean. Our engineering skill... can wait, thank you very much, because I think we're fine on that. But yes, we got 41, and athletics is at 266. As you can see, we have 0 people. 0 people in the defense right now, so I can literally just exit, because that's a little bit of a potentially bug with the supply, you know, cost and so on and so forth, so we don't really have to worry about that too much. And as you can see, there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. We can now take these people prisoner and indeed rescue some people as well. I'm not going to be taking these guys prisoner, thank you very much, though, because, well, our town is very, very far away, and I don't really feel the need. And that is indeed, there you go. Mordor has been completely, look at this, we could literally, we could literally revive Mordor right now, which would be quite funny. Yes, let's not do that. Yes, okay, let's wait here for some time. Let's actually see what happens, because we are now done. That is it. That is indeed a complete and total victory. Let's actually see what Mordor's vassals decide to do, because as you can see, they're all leaving. So they may very well decide that they want to go and try to besiege something. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to take that town. Ah, it just so happens to be my town. Okay, I actually forgot about that. Okay, that's quite funny. All right, well, whatever the case, I think we are pretty much done. Yes, I think the series is done, because we are we have completely eliminated the evil in the world, with the exception of Gundabad, of course. And Harad, because we can't interact with that one thief. But yeah, you could see here they have 1 castle, as you see. Gundabad is still looking pretty strong, but they only have 3 towns, 5 castles, and they don't really seem to be doing anything of too much note. So I shouldn't really have to be too worried about that. And generally, I think they're probably going to just be relaxing, to be honest, because... I mean, if the elves are going to just leave them alone, I mean, the elves were on an absolute tear most of the time, and they completely destroyed Rune in a matter of in-game weeks, which was extremely fast, in my opinion, and they did a great job. So in that case, I feel like we are really... Nah, we're fine. We're fine. We're not going to have any issues whatsoever with that, thank you very much. So, I believe... yeah, this is my thief right here. 1,600 people for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why there are so many people here, but yeah, they didn't even... Wow, look at that. They didn't even get it to max tier 3. Very, very surprising, actually. I would have expected them to do a lot better on this, but yeah, anyway, I'm not gonna prattle on. I'm just going to say thank you very much for joining me on this journey. It was extremely fun. I thought playing as Gondor was really, really enjoyable, especially considering the wonderful strategy we had to go to Rohan and actually eliminate Dunland, then come all the way down and actually help out Gondor a massive amount. Obviously, I wasn't really helping them that much. I was trying as best as I could with what I had, but the big swing was when Rohan came down after eliminating Dunland, and they just absolutely murdered, and then Gondor picked up the pieces of all of their you know, destroyed fiefs, and they actually started to take things as well, and it was just absolutely fantastic. It was such a cool thing to see the factions rally around each other. Anyway, if you'd like to check out the mod, there is a link in the description. Otherwise, we'll make another series on this sometime soon. I'm not entirely sure when, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.